Greetings! I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and a bunch of movies came out around Christmas, and so we're going to catch up onto those, because so far I've only really talked about Star Wars. One that came out on Christmas, well, limited before, but wide on Christmas, was Joy. Now, Joy is the third movie where David O. Russell and Jennifer Lawrence have been together in. Also has Robert De Niro and Bradley Cooper, who were in the last couple David O. Russell movies. David O. Russell's an interesting director, and I think that's where I really want to start with this movie, is talking about his directing. Silver Linings Playbook is an incredible movie, simply because when you look at it at its bare bones base, you're kind of a dumb movie is what it should have been, and it worked so well. It worked so perfectly. The performances were amazing. He got great performances out of De Niro, Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence in that movie, as well as all of the supporting roles. The story, while the fact that it's about depressed people that then end up winning a dance contest, while there's sports gambling going on, probably shouldn't have worked, and yet it does, and it does in such an incredible way. They then all re-teamed together, and they did American Hustle. American Hustle still had a lot of those great performances that Silver Linings Playbook had. Cooper, Lawrence, Christian Bale is in that and fantastic. You've got Jeremy Renner, De Niro is popping up, Amy Adams. All the performances were great in that movie, but it was like David O. Russell trying to be Scorsese, and it didn't always work in that movie. And I think a lot of those same flaws that he has in the previous movie as an American Hustle come out too much in this movie. There are times where you're just like, is he trying to be Scorsese and not really doing a great job of it? The editing is so hit and miss. There are a couple of scenes where I'm like, that is fantastically edited. There's a scene at the end, near the end of the movie, where it's like they're going through like this building and showing timelines of Joy's life after fact, and it's wonderfully edited together. But then there's other times where it feels choppy. Scenes seem to go longer than they should. There's dead time, it seems like, and it just seems so choppy. And rumors are that, and things that are said around it, that David O. Russell was editing this movie up until the last moment he possibly could, and there are multiple editors that got credited, so it's no surprise. This movie, apparently he had trouble trying to put it together, and I think that's really what holds it back from being a great film. Now, where this movie excels and is unbelievable is Jennifer Lawrence. You really believe this character. Joy, she was a woman who was down on her luck in a lot of ways, a very smart woman, a woman who was able to make things, put things together, create things, had a great mind, but the world crapped on her and just beat her down and beat her down. And because of her family being absolutely terrible people, she is consistently pushed down. She has a terrible father, a mother who's lazy, an ex-husband who lives in her basement. She's having to raise two kids. Her half-sister doesn't really like her, and she's put in this hole all the time and in debt and dealing with so many things, taking care of people. And what makes this movie so great is Jennifer Lawrence portrays this character, this woman, and you can tell that everything is frustrating her. You can tell that everything is pushing her down, and the way Lawrence portrayed everything in her face, and the way she spoke, and the way she acted, how frustrated. But every action she takes, she still helps her family. She still cares for her family. She still loves her family. There's even a line in the end of the nearing the end of the movie where it says, even when her father tried to sue her, she still took care of him. And that's the thing that I took away from the movie more than anything else, is the fact that this woman was willing to work so hard and fight so much and yet still take care of the people that she cared for, even if they were terrible human beings. And that is the best part of this movie. Seeing that this film is based on a true story about the woman who created the Miracle Mop and everything that she went through to get that. And on its surface, again, kind of maybe a little boring when you really think about it. You're like, oh, the woman who created a mop, who really cares? But it all works. It's very interesting, and this mop feels important. And directing in the style, everything there actually does that a great job of. You feel how important this mop is, and even though when you think about it, like it's just a mop, this is her life, and it is so wonderfully told in that aspect of it. Joy goes through so much, and I love the way that Russell portrays all of this, the way that Jennifer Lawrence acts this, the way that you get these terrible family members, and every actor who plays all these terrible people portrayed it, that build this up, and you really are rooting for her. That the end of the movie really has a resonating feel of happiness because she overcomes all of this, and that is really cool because unlike a movie that tries to force and try to shove it down you, it actually felt believable. It felt that you really did care about this woman, and that's a credit to the director, and that's a credit to the actors in this movie. One of the negatives I hear consistently in reviews is that the characters are so unlikable in the family, and this is very true. But I think instead of saying that's a negative, that's a huge positive, because they are so unlikable and you root against them and you want Joy to just kick them out of her life, but she doesn't. Builds that character up and really helps the movie in my mind. I felt more in line with Joy because all these people are just so terrible, and yet you are happy that she doesn't kick them out because that is what she is. That's the type of character she is. And I really feel like that's a credit to this movie, not a discredit. In the end, I really liked Joy. It is a movie that works better than it should. It has directorial problems. It has editing problems. It has issues with, you liking the cast. And so I understand why it's probably not for everybody. That being said, it really did hit me in a good way. And I came out of the theater really thinking about this movie more and more, and especially the character of Joy. Jennifer Lawrence deserves Oscar love because I do think this might be her best performance. It's right up there with Silver Linings Playbook, if not better. She is fantastic in this. But as a whole, highly recommend this movie. Check it out and just kind of let it be a movie to think about, which is really great. So what do you guys think? Have you seen Joy? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. As always, like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn. And may the Force be with you. Always.